So on the same day that I was snowblowing with my John Deere 322, the 425 also got to come out and play with its 54-inch quick attach 4-way snowblade. The objective here was to scrape up a layer of hard-packed snow that had formed on our driveway. It's a gravel driveway, and if you don't get the snow layer down to a reasonable level, it packs the gravel into the clay when it all melts in the spring and just really doesn't do all that well for the driveway. It encourages ruts and stuff like that. So it's actually a pretty challenging task to blade, really pushing the trip springs, the quick hitch, and the tractor itself for all it's worth in terms of being able to find the maximum amount of traction possible to scrape up that layer of snow. You can see once the snow is moved, there's a layer of hard-packed ice underneath that. And at the beginning here, it was just trial and error, just trying to find the right amount of down pressure on the blade to carry the tractor forward and still get an adequate amount of snow off of the driveway. Right now, for weight, it just has rim guard fluid in the rear tires, but for this application I could have used all the weight I could get, wheel weights and suitcase weights, if I wasn't already using them on my John Deere 322. Further down the driveway, when we got the angle of the blade and the down pressure just right, you can see the snow peeling up over the top of the blade. We were really able to carry some momentum forward, but still, sometimes you gotta stop and adjust and keep going. You can see, especially here, subtle adjustments being made to the hydraulic controls just in terms of raising and lowering the blade to keep the traction and scraping power at optimal levels. It's also important to note that the skid shoes on the blade are in their full raised position, so the cutting edge of the blade is uniform on the ground at all times. You can see some counter steer being put through there, just because when the blade is angled and it digs in, it tends to push the tractor around a bit. While the 425 is apt to perform with its shaft-driven 47-inch dual-stage quick-attach snowblower, I actually largely prefer having the blade on it, just because of the ergonomic advantages that the newer 400 series presents. For blading, I think the foot pedal hydrostatic controls and differential lock on the Tough Torque K92 transaxle, as well as the hydraulic controls being located a finger touch away from the steering wheel, really helps the level of control that you have in this application. It's interesting too, at full throttle, the FD620D Kawasaki engine consumes quite a lot of fuel, especially when you're mowing. However, with a blade, you can set the throttle at about a quarter, and the tractor has ample power, and it just sips fuel. I've been having some issues with it. It seems to run on one cylinder and run very rough until the engine is thoroughly warmed up, and I've chased it, troubleshooted it, replaced ignition coils, spark plugs. It's a difficult issue to track, but I'm hoping to find some additional time here just to troubleshoot it before the temperature warms up too much and I lose that symptom. Other than that, the tractor has still been a fantastic performer. It's been 70 hours I've put on it since I bought it back in 2014, and it's taken good care of us and the lawn and the driveway.